The talk today is entitled April Showers. And generally, when someone says April showers, ... you fill in your mind the brings May flowers. And we all know that, and we all remember that from our childhood. And it's fun. And it's not true. It's actually not true. It's not even the reason that it wasn't created for the reason that you think it was, which is to remind us that there are flowers coming, and that's sort of going to be the reward for dealing with the rain that we have to experience in April. The reason for it originally was a reminder that instead of snowing in April, the showers remind us that we're in a change of season, so there's going to be less snow. There's a tendency towards less snow. My brother has spent the winter living at a ski area in Vermont. It turns out that he's really been able to leverage this remote work thing. And what April showers mean is no more ski season. So he gets to move back to New York. So April showers means different things to different people. April showers bring water. That's it. That's what April showers bring, is water. There's the implication that the showers are going to bring the water and the water is going to bring the flowers. But you know what? It's a pretty complicated ecosystem. It's not just about bringing water and having that do the whole thing. The earth is warming up. The soil is getting warm enough to support the growth of the flowers. That's pretty important as well. And it's also kind of important that there's more light. The light is required for the photosynthesis for the plants to grow, and there's more of that, so that's bringing on the flowers as well. So it's not nearly as simple as we had started out. Oh, and by the way, the pollinators are going to come back because the weather is warmer, and the bees are going to be able to cross-pollinate the flowers, which is going to be important too. So it is very naive to say that April showers bring May flowers. Beyond the simplicity of that, though, is just the reminder of the assumptions that we can make. If we assume that April showers bring May flowers, we're assuming that there's causation there, that implied causation exists. And we're really doing ourselves a disservice when we shortcut ourselves, when we go from an observation to a conclusion. There are Canada geese and ravens and storks flying around, and if the stork flies over the house and then the lady next door has a baby, the stork did not bring the baby, even though you can look at that and say this thing happened, then that thing happened, and then if you believe that there's causation, then what you're looking for is for that same effect to happen every time that observation comes along. And we really get to be more deliberate about that, because words is important, very important. One of the things that my friends at the Affiliated New Thought Network have taken on kind of as a mantra is say what you mean and mean what you say. And Don Miguel Ruiz uses the term be impeccable with your word for exactly the same purpose. So as you're talking about the things that you want to experience in your life or the things that you are observing in the world around you, be very specific. Be clear about what it is that you're looking at and what it is that you're looking for, because that opens up the possibility of different things happening. So I was talking to somebody who actually did a prayer, and the issue was a lot of tightness in her trapezius, caused probably by a lot of tension at work or driving. And so the prayer was to relax while driving so that the trapezius would feel comfortable. And I pointed out that's two different prayers. I'd be happy to do both of them. One is a prayer to be peaceful while driving or at work, and the other is for comfortable trapezius. Now, too often what we'll do is we'll say, oh, in order to get this, I need to do that. In order to have this, I need to have that or get that first. In which case, what we're doing is, on the one hand, being very clever and understanding how the world works. If I want to make hamburgers for dinner, I'm going to have to go to the store and get some hamburger meat. except maybe I don't have to. It is possible that somebody is going to drop by my house with a hamburger meat and I don't need to go to the store and get it. Now, if I want to have hamburgers for dinner, perhaps I need to be willing to go to the store and retrieve said ingredients. But I don't have to assume that the only way that it could happen is the way that I've identified that it could happen. Because when we do that, we leave out all of the other possibilities. So here's this person I'm doing prayer for. Wants the trapezius, the upper shoulder muscles to be relaxed. And I said, well, if that happened without changing anything about work or driving, would that be okay? Yeah. Okay. Well, you are welcome to relax more while working or while driving, but that's not going to be required to happen before the discomfort and the tension goes away. So when we're linking things together, be careful about what you're linking. Say what you mean and mean what you say, and especially be watching out for where you're connecting things, where you're putting dependencies into your experience. And we all, this is the spring cleaning season. So is it really the spring cleaning season? Well, probably, because you can pile stuff outdoors without having it get snowed on or frozen. It's more comfortable to go outside. So spring cleaning is a little bit more convenient than winter cleaning. I know in my house I have an attic that's not insulated. So if I go up into the attic in the wintertime, it is a brisk experience. And if I go into the attic in the summertime, it is a rather sweaty experience. So spring cleaning is a good idea, not just because it's spring cleaning or because the season calls for it. It's actually more comfortable. It's actually more comfortable to be engaged in that activity now. Oh, and if you want to do some spring cleaning because you've been looking at the same stuff all winter long, that's fine too. You can do spring cleaning because you're inspired to do that cleaning. But it's not that you have to do it because it's springtime. So again, be clear about what it is that you mean. April showers bring muddy footprints. I have a dog this April, which I did not have last April. I have a lot of towels with lots of mud on them because every time the dog has gone outside while there's showers going on, he brings little gifts back in, and I just as soon towel him off, which adds a little bit of glee to my day, rather than have him settle in the couch and wipe his feet off there. April showers bring flooding. There's been a little bit of that going on in our neighborhood lately, and that's okay. Up in Vermont, where the ski season has ended, April showers have brought mud season. And in Vermont, they actually call it mud season. It's a good long time while the snow melts, and it's just muddy, 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 muddy for a while. Not so much around here. Definitely not so much where Linda is in Phoenix, because their mud season lasts about a half an hour. There are other places in the country where April showers bring mudslides, and the ground becomes unstable, and it can't even stick to the side of the hill anymore. So what do April showers mean to you? We can all have our own meaning, and it's not like there's one that's right and one that's wrong. Some people don't like the rain. It makes them depressed and unhappy and edgy, and they don't like it. Other people just love to sit inside and listen to the pitter-patter of the rain on the roof. It's so calming and peaceful and relaxing. And it's not like either one of those is right and the other one is wrong. It's different for each of us. In fact, for some of us, it's different all the time. When there's a little bit of rain and I'm lying in bed, I love to hear the rain on the roof. It's wonderful. And when it rains too much and the water starts coming into the side yard, then I have to be concerned, okay, is it going to get into the basement? Or I get to be concerned, oh, the dog's going to want to go out, and I have to deal with that. So I can both like it and not like it at the same time. The important part for me, though, is to understand where I am with that, and what I'm enjoying and what I'm not enjoying, and what experience I want to be having. So I can get all angry at the rain if I want to, because it's going to force me to do something different with the dog. Or I can just understand, okay, it's going to start raining in the afternoon, so I'm going to want to take the dog for a walk in the morning. Or this would be a great day to do the yard work, except that it's going to be raining and I don't do that when it's raining. So April showers bring water. And that water can serve its purpose and do whatever good it is that we're looking to have happen in our lives. Do April showers bring assumptions? Do April showers for you bring an invitation to be impeccable with your word? What's the best thing that could result from an April shower for you? What's the thing that gives you fear or concern about an April shower? Because we can turn that into a spiritual practice as well. When we identify something that we don't like, that we don't want, that we're afraid of, that we're concerned about, that's a reminder that there's fear. And in this teaching, we know that there's only love. And when the love is not apparent, it's fear. Fear is false evidence assumed real. There's some other abbreviations for it as well, which I'm not going to do on Sunday morning during the talk. But when we're looking at a circumstance or experiencing a situation, and we're feeling the negativity of it, the discomfort of it, that's the invitation to look at that and say, what is it that I believe about this that may or may not be true? There's the invitation to say, if I look at this from a different perspective, if I look at the rain instead of seeing it as being dangerous or it's going to cause flooding or interfere with my joy of life, and say, what possible good could come from this? Then we get back around to saying that April showers bring May flowers, because that can actually serve as a pivot for us, to remind us while it's raining, if we don't like the rain, that there's some good to come from this. And that's if you like the flowers. Some people think that Mayflowers bring pollen and allergies. Other people think the Mayflowers bring pilgrims to take over the country from the Native Americans way back in the good old days. But that's a whole different story. Not going to get into that this morning. And if your concern when you start thinking about the flowers is hay fever, then that's something else to be aware of. Because even if somebody's had spring allergies for their entire life, does that mean they're going to have spring allergies again this spring? Nope. They might. It's completely possible that could happen again. And it's also completely possible that something will change. Either something happens in their body chemistry, something happens in the way that they're engaging. Maybe it's a change in the breeze that they didn't understand or expect. Maybe there is a brand new allergy medication. Take it once and forget it. And suddenly the experience of springtime is completely different than it's been up until now. And all of that's possible. And when we make the assumption that it's going to be the same way this year that it was last year, then what we're going to do, as the reading from Paramahansa Yogananda said, is if we believe it's going to happen that way, then it's going to happen that way. So the choice is yours. The choice is yours. As my friend Nick said in the God Call, it was about what I expected and less than I deserved. Now, if you're going to be impeccable with your words, say what you mean and mean what you say. If it's what you expected, then that's what you're bringing in. And if you desire more, expect more. Expect love. Expect joy. Expect fun. Expect that transformation that makes everything new and possible. And you can expect that because you deserve it. Each of us does. We are divine and perfect expressions of the One. We are using that same creative power that created everything to create our experiences. And we do that by changing our beliefs. So choose some good ones. Enjoy the April showers in whatever way that means for you. And let the love flow. So it is.